Hey, how's it going? Let's talk about Trayvon Diggs and what's really going on with him right now. You probably saw Diggs recently saying the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's a bold statement, right? What's interesting is that the mainstream media barely touched on it. Usually, when a big-name player says something like that, it's all over the headlines. But since it's not Dak Prescott saying it, somehow it just didn't get the attention. It's almost like Diggs' confidence wasn't newsworthy enough, which is pretty surprising when you think about it. Then there are the trolls. Yeah, those same folks who say they hate these Cowboys updates, but somehow know every single thing I say. Funny how that works, huh? When I pointed out Diggs' comments, some of those trolls expected the media to jump all over him. But that didn't happen. Instead, they just ignored it. It's wild how some people want to see the Cowboys struggle so badly that they look for any reason to bash the team or the players. Now, on a more serious note, Diggs has had a bit of a rocky relationship with the Cowboys staff lately. From what we hear, last season the team felt like he didn't put in the kind of rehab effort they expected after his injury. They think that might be why he didn't perform at the level everyone hoped for. Going into this season, he's dealing with another injury and hasn't been fully involved with the team's rehab program. That's raised some eyebrows, and the team is watching closely. So here's the deal. Diggs is saying he's ready to get back on the field against the Eagles in Week 1. But the Cowboys are still wondering if that's really going to happen. And honestly, so are we fans. What do you think? Can Diggs bounce back and prove the doubters wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you want to keep getting the latest Cowboys updates and all the inside info, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a thing. So, picking up from where we left off, this whole situation with Diggs isn't just about his injury recovery. It's also about how the Cowboys see him fitting into their long-term plans. From what's been reported, the team feels like Diggs hasn't been as engaged as they'd want during OTAs and team rehab sessions. That's a big deal because it signals a lack of commitment or maybe a disconnect between him and the coaching staff. The Cowboys have even considered taking away some of his workout bonuses, $500,000, if they don't see improvement. That's serious business. Now, the Cowboys don't have an easy way out of this contract either. They don't really want to cut Diggs right now because it would be costly and complicated. Instead, they're hoping he steps up and shows them he's worth keeping for at least another season. It's like a make-or-break year for him. If he can't perform at an elite level and stay healthy, his chances of getting a big contract elsewhere next year will take a hit. That's a lot of pressure on Trayvon's shoulders. What's really interesting is that this urgency from Diggs might be the motivation he needs to change the narrative around him. He's publicly confident, saying the Cowboys are Super Bowl bound, but behind the scenes, he's trying to prove he's fully committed. This could be the wake-up call that pushes him to work harder and show everyone he can be the top player the Cowboys invested in. At the same time, the team is facing a risk. They're betting a lot on Diggs being ready for Week 1, and if he's not, that leaves some holes in the secondary. The Cowboys have talent coming back, sure, but can they really rely on a guy who's been battling injuries and questions about his work ethic? So here's my question for you. Do you think Diggs can turn this around and live up to his potential this season? Or do you think the Cowboys should be looking at other options to cover their backs? Hit the comments and let me know what you think. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's a perfect time to join the Cowboys News TV family. We're all about keeping you in the loop every step of the way. All right, now let's dive into what the Cowboys are doing beyond just hoping Trayvon Diggs gets back on the field. The team knows they can't put all their eggs in one basket with him, especially given his recent injury history and the rehab concerns. That's why they're seriously considering adding some insurance in the secondary. One name that keeps popping up is Stephon Gilmore. Now, Gilmore isn't the player he was 5 years ago, no doubt about that, but he still brings solid experience and could help fill the gap if Diggs isn't 100%. Think about it. Having a veteran like Gilmore gives the Cowboys flexibility and depth in the defensive backfield, something they desperately need if they want to make a deep playoff run. Gilmore might not be flashy anymore, but he can still shut down routes and make life easier for the rest of the defense. It's the kind of move that doesn't grab headlines but can make a huge difference when the season starts getting tough. Then there's Savon Rebel, a young player with a ton of potential. He's someone the Cowboys drafted despite his injury history, which shows they believe in his talent. But remember, Rebel tore his ACL, and guys coming back from major knee injuries always carry some risk. The Cowboys have had mixed success with players who came into the league with injuries from college. Some bounced back, others struggled. So while it's exciting to have Rebel in the mix, it's fair to be cautious about relying on him too heavily right away. Another name to keep an eye on is Jalen Ramsey, though he's a bit more complicated. Miami wants to move him, but no one has really stepped up with a good offer. Ramsey's contract is expensive, and he's getting older, so his trade value might drop soon. If the Cowboys could get him for a low price, say a fifth-round pick, it might be worth considering. But that's a big if. So with all these moving parts, what do you think? Should the Cowboys bring in a veteran like Gilmore, take a chance on Ramsey, or trust the younger guys to step up? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're enjoying the breakdown so far, don't forget to like the video. It really helps the channel grow and get more Cowboys fans involved. Now that we've talked about the possible additions and the young talent, let's get real about what this all means for the Cowboys defense heading into the new season. The reality is that betting on Trevon Diggs being fully healthy and ready to perform at an elite level is a big gamble. Injuries can change everything in a heartbeat, and the Cowboys have already seen how quickly a promising season can get derailed. So the question becomes, how much risk are they willing to take? The Cowboys need a strong, reliable secondary if they want to compete in the tough NFC East and beyond. Diggs has shown he can be a game changer when healthy, but the whispers about his work ethic and rehab commitment create doubt. That uncertainty puts pressure on the coaching staff to have backup plans in place. This is why signing a veteran like Gilmore or making a move for someone like Ramsey isn't just about adding talent. It's about having insurance to avoid a defensive collapse if Diggs can't go. Plus, there's the younger group with Rebel and Don Bland, who showed flashes last year but also battled injuries. The Cowboys can't fully depend on them yet, especially with their injury history. It's a delicate balance between trusting the young players to grow and having proven veterans ready to step in immediately. But here's the thing. All this speculation about injuries and roster moves means nothing if Diggs proves everyone wrong and comes back stronger than ever. If he can stay on the field, play with the intensity and focus the Cowboys want to see, he's still one of the best corners in the league. That's the upside the Cowboys are betting on, and why they're hesitant to cut ties prematurely. So, what's your take? Do you believe Diggs will be ready to dominate this season and justify the Cowboys' faith in him? Or do you think they should have acted sooner to secure another star in the secondary? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now and ring the bell to stay updated on all things Cowboys. We've got you covered every step of the way. All right, as we wrap things up, let's look at what all this means moving forward for Trevon Diggs and the Cowboys. This season is really a make-or-break moment for Diggs. The Cowboys have been patient, but they're not blind to what's been going on behind the scenes with his rehab and work ethic questions. For Diggs, it's a chance to change the narrative, prove he's committed, and show he can be the elite cornerback they hoped he'd be when they signed him. If he succeeds, the Cowboys will gladly keep him around and maybe even build their defense around him. But if he stumbles or gets injured again, things get complicated. The Cowboys may have to rethink their approach and look seriously at other options, whether that's trusting the young guys more or making a trade or signing a free agent. The team's salary cap situation, draft picks, and overall roster construction will all play into those decisions. One thing's for sure. The Cowboys aren't taking any chances lightly this year. They want to be competitive now, and the defense has to be part of that equation. That means Diggs needs to come back fully healthy, work hard, and perform consistently. It's on him to prove he deserves to be on that field every Sunday. So what do you think? Will Diggs step up and deliver this season, or is it time for the Cowboys to explore other routes in the secondary? Cast your vote. Yes, he'll be ready and dominant, or no, it's time to move on. Drop your vote and reasons in the comments. I'm curious to see what you think. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Cowboys News TV if you haven't already. Help us reach 14,000 subscribers so we can keep bringing you all the latest news and deep dives on the Cowboys. Hit that like button too if you enjoyed this video. It really makes a difference. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next video.